Hello, you're watching Silkway TV channel. I am Ainuri Mengali, and today we will be commentating on the arrival of the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, in his first ever official visit to Kazakhstan. We broadcast live from our studio in Astana, and today I'm joined by political scientist Dina Aykenova, who will help me with commenting and also take part in discussion over the state of Kazakh-French bilateral relations. Thanks for joining me today in our studio. And while we are waiting for the signal to go, let us start from stating the agenda of what is happening right now and what is important to know in terms of bilateral cooperation between Kazakhstan and France.
Good morning. First of all, I need to say that our mutual bilateral relations were established in 1993. So more than 30 years, we have good results in this sphere. We have cooperation in the field of mining, at nuclear power supply, and light industry. I should mention that France is in the top of 5 world investors in Kazakhstan economy. And since 2005, more than $17 billion were invested in Kazakhstan economy from French side. And as well as this, I should mention that more than 170 French companies are working right now in Kazakhstan. Among them are Alstom, Peugeot, and some other companies. And I should say that during the last few years, the number of these companies are increasing.
Yes, you mentioned that France for Kazakhstan is a very important trade partner, and Kazakhstan for France either. So if we talk about business perspectives, so we know that France is one of the leading business and trade partners of Kazakhstan in European Union. So what can we await from President Macron's visits to Kazakhstan from this business perspective?
This is the first, as you mentioned, this is the first visit of this president to Kazakhstan, and he is joining with by the ministers of economy and industry, as well as the representatives of French companies in Kazakhstan, and I think that they will discuss cooperation in the field of economy, and especially it can be nuclear supply that is necessary for a nuclear power station in France. And first of all is uranium supply, because about 80% of energy in France is produced by these stations, these plants, and meanwhile, Kazakhstan produces more than 22% of the world uranium, and in these circumstances, I think that Emmanuel Macron will be interested in the negotiations about this sphere, and as well as the supply of hydrogen to France.
Green hydrogen, you mean?
Yes.
So we can say that Kazakhstan could become a very reliable energy partner for France in terms of not only fossil fuel, as we know, but the uranium, nuclear power, and so on. I mean, we are talking about alternatives, right?
Alternatives, yes. Besides of these raw materials, so I should mention the import of French cars to Kazakhstan, and as a few automobile plants work here. I mean, companies are presented in Kazakhstan, and the part of French car industry in Kazakhstan is about 2%.
So it's quite good, I think, for the auto industry of our country.
Absolutely.
And so what directions of bilateral cooperation with France are in priority for us, for Kazakhstan?
Well, we are interested, of course, in supply of raw materials, as I already mentioned, and as well as this, we are interested in technologies in technologies. So for a nuclear power station, maybe as the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, mentioned in his message to the nation, there will be a referendum about whether we need to build the nuclear power station or not in plant in Kazakhstan, and France is quite interested in the construction of this plant in the territory of Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm. So this could be also possible negotiations on that project, because it's very big. So
yes, absolutely. And France is, I think, in the top of 5 countries that have these technologies for building such kind of plants.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, I should mention that France is interested in soft power, in cultural and educational purposes. For example, there are few French alliances. There are some centers where Kazakhstan citizens can learn French and learn about the French history and culture and traditions. Moreover, when we're talking about the higher education and science, I should mention two universities. Is Kazakhstan French one, Sorbonne University, where Kazakhstan students study, and they receive mostly education in the sphere of foreign languages and economy. And as well as this, there is a center of energy in Kazakhstan, which was launched with the help of French think tanks and universities.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, there is also an agreement between Nazarbayev University and one of the French companies called Alstom that supplies industrial gas and services to various industries. This is Air Liquide as well. So the agreements between our universities and the leading French multinational companies are on the place. So we are talking about the students and educational exchange that is happening right now.
Yes, absolutely. For example, the French Alliance, they about 2,000 students study there and learn French language. And when we're talking about the universities, more than 1,000 students have already received the education in these universities and think tanks.
Yes, let us back to our live coverage. Now we can see that the presidential cortege with French President Emmanuel Macron is approaching the presidential residency of President Tokayev, Akorda, and that means that the official welcoming ceremony will start in just a couple of minutes. So if we will be back to the relations that we have with France, from this point on, how we can forecast the further development of our cooperation in the upcoming future? Are we positive about it?
Yes, of course. And generally speaking, I should mention that this year is quite critical and quite impressive according to the number of unprecedented number of summits on the higher level where where Kazakhstan was engaged, was involved in. For instance, summit in China, Russia, and the United States of America. And now we are looking forward to the visit of Emmanuel Macron to Kazakhstan, and it means that Kazakhstan is in the center. Kazakhstan, as well as the Central Asian countries, in the center of our world interest, because the world order is changing, and all the strongest
very important events are now unfolding in this particular region. We can say that for sure. And now let us be back to our live coverage again. We can see Akorda, the presidential residency, and we can say that the official visit of French President Emmanuel Macron to Kazakhstan has just started now. Now we can see that official welcoming ceremony proceeds. We can see the leaders of two states, President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, and President of France, Emmanuel Macron. And now we can see the handshakes by the President of Kazakhstan with the representatives of French delegation. This is a part of an official ceremony. Previously, you've just seen that the same handshakes was presented by Emmanuel Macron with the representatives of Kazakh delegations. So this is the elements of state protocol. Now they're heading towards the center of the residency, and now the performance of national anthems of two states will Yes, we just watched the fragment of the official welcoming ceremony of President of France, Emmanuel Macron, in the presidential residency Akorda. He was greeted by President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev himself. And it's worth noting that France and Kazakhstan established diplomatic relations, as you said earlier, back in 1992. And Kazakhstan is France's leading trading partner in Central Asia. So taking it all into account, what role do you think Kazakhstan will play further in cooperation with the bloc of European countries, in European Union in particular?
I should mention, it should be mentioned in general that Kazakhstan and France, we have so much in common. If we even take we both are unitary countries, states with similar political systems, and of course, interesting fact is that our constitution was generally based on the constitution of the French Republic.
It's a very important detail, right?
Yes, of course, and. Secondly, I should mention that this is the second term of Emmanuel Macron, presidential term, and now he is very interested in making France the strong member of the world order, and to strengthen its presence in the world economy. And our cooperation between France and Kazakhstan is very interesting to forecast, because first of all, Kazakhstan is one of the strongest and the biggest partner of among Central Asian countries for France, and this cooperation will be just increasing and be more in different spheres.
Yes, and if we can talk about a little bit broader about the importance of the region itself, about Central Asia, so how the importance of this role is increasing as well in cooperation with the European Union.
Of course, this is our geographical position. We are very beneficial in this case, and as the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, mentioned, Kazakhstan is going to be a good transport hub for supply and logistics of different products, like raw materials, and from China to Western Europe. And of course, this will be quite beneficial. And in this, we are interested in cooperation, of course, in this sphere, just to enlarge the trade, the logistics.
Yeah, so Central Asia, in particular, in Kazakhstan, as the biggest economy in this region, will be like a logistic transport hub, and like location will be unite. I would say like this: Europe and China. Yes, West and East. Yes, in very broader terms. Yes, and if to resume, why France remains to be one of the strategic and core partners of Kazakhstan in Europe?
Of course, this is interested for French side. They are interested in our raw materials, as already mentioned, first of all, and in the circumstances of our position, and of course the worlds of security of this of transport and logistics of materials. And as well as this, France is interested in strengthening its presence and presence of the European Union in the region in general. And for us, of course, these investments for our business, for our industries, such as light industry, of course. For example, last year when our president was in France with official visit, he mentioned that Kazakhstan is interested in investment of French side, first of all, in the food industry and the light industry. So just not to be only concentrated only on hard industry in just materials, supplies.
Right, it will be very diversified in these terms. Thank you very much, Dina, for your time and for your answers. We very appreciate it. And I remind you that today I was joined by political scientist Dina Aykenova, who answered our questions regarding the agenda of the official visit of French President to Kazakhstan. We will be following the upcoming events and will share it with you, so stay tuned and watch Silkway TV channel. See you later.